welcome to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. So pull up, get cozy. We're going to have a little chat today because we're all friends when we gather around my table. For today's pick a card topic, we're looking at a connection on your mind and what is your first or next time together with them going to be like in a physical sense? What is going to be like to be with them for the first time, or maybe the next time that you are together or intimate with each other? What can you expect out of that interaction? I want to welcome back my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your presence here. Thank you for your kind comments as well towards each other and towards me. I don't get a chance to respond to all of them, but I do read them. So I do appreciate your beautiful presence here. And as a thank you to my subscribers, I do offer a chance to win a free reading with me. And all you have to do is drop your comment below any of my readings this month for your chance to win. Drop your comment, hit your notification bell so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. If you're new to the channel, I welcome you as well to please subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, drop your comment below for your chance to win too. We would love to have you as a part of our beautiful soul family here. So pile number one, we have the red flower or the pink flower with the Page of Wands. Pile number two, we have the Justice with the yellow flower. And pile number three, we have the Ace of Cups with the red flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting from Spirit today. I'm going to jump into pile number one. And again, our topic today is all about your first intimate encounter with your person or the next intimate encounter if you've already established that. What can you expect? What will that interaction be like between you and your partner? Pile one, pile two, and pile number three. Hello, pile number one. You were drawn to the pink flower. You're also drawn to the Page of Wands here, and this is your reading. What can you expect out of your first intimate encounter with this person? The person on your mind. Now, the Page of Wands always to me indicates brand new energy. So you may not have had the chance to be intimate with this person yet. And this is all about exploring our thirst. You can see how these two people are caught up in a passionate embrace. There is a focus on the divine feminine and her curves and her beauty as well. So there's a lot of thirst between the two of you, and it's making us want to explore how to quench that thirst. Now, you are also drawn to the pink flower, which always speaks to me about the heart space as well. So it may not all be fire. It may not all be just physical intention between the two of you, but this could be the gateway drug that leads to the heart space. So let's take a look and see. For pile number one, please, what to expect your first or next time with them, with the person on your mind. In an intimate encounter, what can they expect? We have the Three of Cups starting out. We have the Four of Cups. Your first or next time with them, what to expect, please. Pile number one, the Hermit. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Five of Pentacles. Back of the deck, we have the Chariot, and we also have the Moon. This is really exciting, to be honest, because it feels like you are in some type of social setting, and there's a lot of different people around you. But when we decide that we want to have this intimate encounter, we have to really figure out a way, because there's this frustration that comes in. There's like planning that's involved because there's other people around, or you could be in a social setting, or maybe you're just around a bunch of other friends when you decide that this is going to happen. You may not even be with people that you know. You could be with strangers perhaps in that moment. But either way, it's like we have to figure this out. It's like because we have this thirst and because we want to drive full speed ahead to victory in that thirst, it's really speaking about having to seek out privacy, having to seek out, honestly, it almost feels like you're going outside. You can see the Moon here. It's almost like you go outside to avoid other people. We have the Six of Cups. There feels like a really strong connection here despite the fire that we're starting out with this connection. There seems to be a really emotional connection here, or a friendship that is formed. We have the Three of Swords. Because there's a fear about that. There's a fear about transitioning this away from friendship and into the fire. It's like we know that this is going to change everything, and we've been waiting up to this point. And that's why the thirst is building. That's why the momentum is building. Because I feel like in that moment, in your next encounter with this person, in the moment that you both want each other equally, It's like we can't have each other equally in that moment. We have to wait, or we have to find a solution. We have to sneak off. We have to hold back. We have the Two of Cups. Together, they're highlighting that together is the Six of Cups again as well. And there's been some messages about like criticism coming in from our higher self or from our ego. It's like we just hear this voice in our head that's warning us against a relationship or warning us against moving this out of the friendship realm. For someone, it almost feels like you might be on some type of double date. Or you're in a group of people, you're out at a bar, you're out somewhere with groups of people. We have the Knight of Swords. What to expect your first or next time with them, please. We have the Ten of Cups. And it's almost like even though we're holding back, there's this obvious tension in the room, or there's an obvious connection between the two of you that other people even pick up on in that moment as well. And it's almost in like that intensity between the two of you that is actually revealing how intense the connection is, how attracted they are to you in that moment. And I feel like you hold back because you don't want the whole world to see. But that's where we find solutions. Spirit says there's a determination that comes in here for you, Pile 1, when it comes to your first and next time with them, or next time with them, I should say, is that there's a determination for us to find the exit. I just heard find the exit. So it's like we find the exit, we go outside, we try to find a solution. Here's the Queen of Swords, and there's the Six of Wands. If I'm honest with you, I would say that this person feels a little more shyer than you, or at least in that moment, they're not going to project themselves in a very authoritative way. They're going to be looking to you to direct everything because they don't want to cross a line. They are worried about disappointing you. It almost feels like they have a lack of experience or something in dealing with this type of heated physical moment. They really look to the divine feminine to direct and to, you know, give the green light to this moment, to this opportunity. But we arrive at victory. We arrive at victory. And honestly, I feel like this moment also changes the dynamic. It brings us to the crossroads of our friendship, of our connection, whatever the case, however you would define it. It brings you to a crossroads where we get to decide, where are we taking it from here? After this is expressed, where are we taking it from here? I do feel like this person feels anxious, especially if this activity happens. Again, it's like you are exiting, you're separating yourself from a group of people, you're going outside, you're finding a secluded place somewhere. Ultimately, I feel like they are a little bit hesitant because they're insecure, they're shy, or they're afraid to be seen. They're afraid to be caught for how they're experiencing this connection. They're afraid to be seen. And that's why the Queen of Swords comes forward with a lot of confidence and, you know, directs everything and says, we're not going to get caught, or let's just keep going. But there's a lot of desire, a lot of curiosity, a lot of thirst that's going to be fueled in that moment. Expect your first moment in time. I feel like there's a fantasy that goes into this moment, and it's like we have to drop all fantasies because the reality is better. The reality is better than the fantasy, and all of a sudden the Knight of Swords goes charging towards, it's like all plans are kind of out the window. The fantasies that we've wrapped around this moment go out the window, and we just have to react to the momentum. Despite some of the fear, there's a lot of Cancer and Scorpio energy, Virgo coming through as well. We have Camel, the Thirst, the Page of Wands. There is someone in this connection that's afraid of their body being seen. And that could be you or your person. There's just a fear of the physical body being seen. They could have an insecurity surrounding their body. We have Peacock on the back of the deck. But they are highlighting the night. They're highlighting under the moon. So it feels like it could be happening outdoors, or in the very least, you sneak outside to find a secluded place. It could actually be happening for some people within a vehicle inside the car. So please take that as it resonates. We're still inside. We're still making an exit. We're going outside. We could be going into the car or going out underneath the moon. We have the Stingray. The chakras are aligning, opening up all of the chakras. This gives this person, especially if they're the ones with the insecurity over their physical form, this gives them the opportunity to face that challenge. and to lead with vulnerability instead of resisting an opportunity, because they'll regret it if they resist that opportunity as well. We have lizard on the back of the deck. Underneath that we have, oh, the dragon. Both are signifying divine masculine energy. And, you know, I think of the divine masculine as being really hungry for success and being really hungry for more. They're talking about, like, at some point, at some moment, this person switches from being passive to being a little bit more aggressive, or to being a little bit more forthcoming with their energy, I should say. What to expect your first or next time with them, please, for pile number 1. We have here recognition and reward for merit. So I feel like there's like a pride, or someone's proud of themselves for their performance. Someone offers another person like praise for their performance too, as well. We do have here trouble, accusations, frying pan, trying to avoid that. I feel like there's a fear about being caught or having other people see. We have throne, position of authority. Someone who's able to step into their sovereignty in that moment. We have that peacock as well that says beware of great pride. And I just saw the misunderstanding card. There could be a moment in there because of resistance where one or both of you, especially the person that's leading the cause and leading everything on, there's a resistance. There's a feeling about hesitating because I'm afraid of getting caught, or because I'm afraid of where the momentum is taking us. And so this could cause like a moment of conflict between the two of you, but it doesn't feel like it lasts. It feels like they're just relying on their old pain, their old fear, their old cycles. It doesn't feel like it lasts. It feels very fleeting. Just a moment of conflict where someone's resisting, and it makes the other person wonder if they're even wanting to continue or wanting to give into the momentum. But it feels very fleeting. What to expect your first or next time with them. Being intimate with your person. Here we have crucifixion coming out. Surrender. I always think of surrender with the crucifixion, but I also sometimes think of like a bit of a victim mentality. I do feel like there's someone who's a little insecure, and that can make us fall into a victim mentality. And we have the saint and the sinner coming through. Back of the deck says the real you, and they're speaking about showing the real version of ourselves, the full spectrum as well. They're talking about kind of showing ourselves without clothes on, but also just showing the true depth of our emotions within the dynamics of this relationship or this friendship by taking it to the next level and surrendering to that. This saint sinner energy is giving me an implication of someone who has almost like I'm hearing Catholic conscience, but that may not be in relation to the Catholic religion, but just like that type of conscience where we have guilt associated with our own sexuality and our own ability to express ourselves in that way. So you may feel triggered by that energy field, but this is an opportunity for us to again gain mastery over our own emotions, our own feelings, our own deficits, and to really take action upon something that we really want. We have here our origins, remember your roots. And the origins, because we're dealing with the Page of Wands, this is about fire, this is about curing our thirst, but the roots of this connection could be friendship. And trust. The robin trusts her wings, not the branch she sits upon. Every time I see the robin, I think of a change of seasons. This could be the beginnings of a fruitful new season in this connection as well. This could just be the beginning. We have dance on the back of the deck. Allow yourself some fun each day, just as the sun dances with the moon each night. And they are speaking about going out. And I feel like you could be in a place where there is music playing, where you are with groups of people, and they definitely keep highlighting being underneath the light of the moon. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. What can they expect in their first or next encounter with this person in a physical sense? We have the Ace of Wands. Whoop. 5 of Pentacles coming out again. With the Four of Pentacles reversed, they're talking about the inspiration that leads to change, but it also triggers our vulnerability. You know, it triggers the vulnerability. We start to tell ourselves the reasons why we shouldn't give in to the temptation, why we shouldn't act upon the inspiration. And that's us giving into our old crutches, our old belief systems about ourselves and our value and our worth. So you may go through that whole sort of roller coaster of emotions, even though this is, again, very abundant. The Page of Wands is something that is exciting and brand new. And ultimately, they are highlighting the heart chakra and how this is just the beginning. It begins the fruitful new season of a potential new relationship. In the Bull today, we have the Sun Ruin. We have K and W. Oh, we have Marilyn Monroe in the Bull. Give a girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world. Marilyn Monroe, so the Divine Feminine being sort of at the top of her game, looking beautiful. We have Transformation of the Butterfly and Love and Beloved. I always think of the name Amy with the word beloved because my name is Amy and there's a definition that has that definition for that name. So take that as it resonates, or yeah, take that as it resonates with you. We also have the blank card, the canvas. So accountability and options. They say that you get to operate in however you decide in that moment, in that opportunity. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment. Even if you have to come back to leave your comment, I would love to hear your story. Your guides are walking with you no matter what path you choose to take here in your first or next encounter with your person. If you feel called to, please drop your comment below for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the yellow flower. You were also drawn to the Justice energy, and this is your reading. What can you expect in your first or your next physical encounter with the person on your mind? What can you expect the first time you're together? Or if you have already had that opportunity, what can you expect the next time that you're intimate? The Justice energy is ruled by Libra, and this looks like a fairy holding on to the balance beams. The Justice is about the truth. It's about a new opportunity. They're also speaking here about somebody who doesn't know if it's possible. And it's like, in speaking our truth, we get to gain the impossible. We get to gain the opportunity that we didn't know if it's possible for ourselves. So this person could be focused on you like you're out of their league, or like it's an impossibility, and truth might set us free here. There's also, with the Justice, keeping our lives in balance and facing the ramifications or the consequences, both good and bad, of our actions in that moment as well. So someone could be fearful about, where does this lead us? Where will the consequences of our feelings, our emotions, our actions here lead us in the future? I'm going to use the Sante Morte book of the Dead Tarot for you to start. What can pile number 2 expect the first or next time that they are intimate with their person, please? Ooh, okay. On the floor, pile 2, we do have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse position. There's a feeling of loneliness that comes from this person directed towards you, or it could be vice versa, of course. It could be double-sided, but even if they are invested in this 10 of Pentacles, if this 10 of Pentacles represents commitment cycles, family units, I feel like there's an inherent loneliness there. So please take that as it resonates. Your first or next time with them, what to expect your first and next time, because it feels like wishful thinking. The desire for this opportunity almost feels like wishful thinking, perhaps because of practical elements involved. We have the 5 of Cups and the 3 of Swords. And I feel as though there is a reason why this person or yourself are concerned about what happens after the event, what happens after the connection. We have the death cycle. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the Page of Wands, and we have the 6 of Wands. Now, first of all, I am getting a really strong impression about somebody who can't really commit in the present moment to the relationship overall, even after the physical event. So the Page of Wands is representing a new opportunity. And as I said in pile 1, there are some similarities here, but some very different messages coming through as well, because this Page of Wands represents brand new energy. So it doesn't feel to me like this would be a secondary event. This feels like the first time together. What it would be like the first time that we are together, and it would be victorious, and it would boost the egos of everyone involved. There's a feeling of completion and coming into victory. And for the Divine Feminine's part, the role that she plays is this kind of signifies the success of that moment, signifies like giving your heart out. It's not just physical for the Divine Feminine, it's about giving the heart out, because there's more emotional depth here than meets the eye. It's not just about the physical first time together, it's about what that can represent emotionally together. Because I feel like the Divine Feminine has in the very least, I'm not even saying it's two-sided or one-sided, but the Divine Feminine has a really strong emotional connection to this person. Even if it's fire to start, even if there's no commitment abilities, or if somebody who can't commit to us overall, because they're already in a commitment in some way. So ultimately here, it would be very victorious. We would have a lot of fun together. There's a lot of victory with the Six of Wands. It's full circle and a collaboration that brings us both to victory. But I also feel like there's a lot of practical consequences that could come or follow up that event. There's some remorse or guilt that comes in about hurting other people or stabbing people in the back. Even here at the Ten of Pentacles in my first position reversed, all of this energy could result in the foreclosure of a relationship or a commitment cycle, for instance. We have the Ten of Swords following up the Ten of Pentacles reversed. And the Ten of Swords is a card of release and loss and forgiveness. We have here the Nine of Wands. I feel like your first time with them, because it does feel like the first time, it almost feels like we try to resist, we try to hold back. They're talking about the grass is green. The grass is greener on the other side, or someone who fantasizes about the grass being greener on the other side. But the grass is green where we water it. It's what I just heard. The grass is green where we water it. So it's almost like somebody would try to resist the way that we feel, the thirst that we're feeling, the opportunity that exists. Because first of all, this justice, it feels like an opportunity we didn't even believe would be possible for us. And so what do we do with it now that we actually have it available to us? It's kind of like wishing for something, but being careful what you wish for, because what if you actually get that chance? Will you have the capability to face the consequences, the fear of the unknown? So it feels as though someone holds back in that moment, in that opportunity, because they're confused, because they're perhaps stuck in a third-party situation, worried about hurting other people. And there are realities here, because I heard call spade a spade. There are realities here that require the truth, require transition, the death that brings new beginnings. And sometimes the death of something is what we actually need in order to achieve our goals or to achieve more. We have the Divine Feminine. So there could be a commitment cycle here for you or for this person on your mind. I do feel like your first time with them, the Divine Feminine would be the priority. Her physical enjoyment would be the priority. I almost feel like the Divine Feminine would be worried about like unexpected surprise or an unexpected pregnancy as well in that moment. And that's not for everyone. That's just for specific people. But that could be a concern here. That could be why someone holds back. We also have the Magician. They're speaking here now with the Magician in limbo about losing control a little bit. Losing control. Even though we don't have the ability to commit, it's like this pendulum, this swing is swinging, and it's like when it swings forward, the momentum swings it right back. And so ultimately, we lose a little bit of control and we just give in to the desires of our heart, despite perhaps, again, the physical consequences, the practical consequences that could be waiting for us. There comes to be a point where we just have this hold that we're kind of holding back, and it's like muscle memory takes over and our muscles just relax because they get exhausted. And the reason they're showing me that is because they're showing me like a full bladder and someone trying to hold their full bladder. But eventually we can try as hard as we want to hold it forever, but eventually that muscle will just give in and just relax. And then there's this lack of control that we're experiencing together. We have the Chariot coming forward here with the Devil, and they are speaking about the desire to do naughty things together, to maybe perhaps do things that we know are not good for our current environment, or we know are not good for our current investments, but we go for it anyway. And it's not that this feeling, these emotions have revealed themselves time and time and time again for you or this person. Their fantasies, their desires, they've revealed themselves time and time again. So someone has fantasized about this opportunity, but there's also this like hesitation of like, what if I actually get that opportunity? It's like we try to resist, but I feel like there is a moment where we just lose control. And if it keeps presenting to us as an opportunity, we lose control and we give in to the momentum. What to expect your first or next time with them? It does feel like a brand new opportunity. It doesn't feel like the two of you have had that opportunity in the past. So it does feel like the first time you would encounter them. We have the Perception, looking beyond the veil of illusion. They keep highlighting motherhood. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. It may not resonate with you, but that could be a factor or a concern. We also have here the Guardian Angel. And the Guardian Angel here, from the Magdalene Oracle, we also have acceptance coming through, and there's a certain amount of surrender, and acceptance being the name of the game here. It's like we have to accept the reality of our 3D situation and navigate around that. But I feel like that's what happens. I feel like that's what happens in your first encounter, is that there is a 3D reality in the situation here that perhaps includes other foundations. And that's a reality that we have to accept and sort of look beyond the veil of illusion, look beyond the emotional obstacles and find the solutions to that chance, to that opportunity. We're also going to take a look here at the Guardian Angel. It says, to the rational mind, it seems that there can be nothing can exist without a beginning or an end. Things are born and then they die. Things start and then they come to an end. And on the surface, this is what we often believe. However, when we delve deep into the spiritual heart of the matter, a different picture emerges. Energetically, nothing ever truly dies. Everything simply transforms. And that's what the death really speaks of. This is your guardian angel coming in to reassure you that endings that bring new beginnings for the divine feminine might be exactly the type of transition that you need in order to achieve the desires of your heart. Oops. And there's the Queen of Cups again. We have a lot of Cancer energy here. Even in the last spread, there's a lot of water energy. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio coming through. What to expect your first time with them? We have here loss, sadness, grief, and a resurrection. So as a result of our first time together, we might have to face some type of practical loss eventually, but it feels like something we are executing ourselves. I don't see the Tower coming in. I don't see destruction that comes in unavoidably. I see us creating change because of that momentum, redirecting our plans, making a new plan of action towards our goals. We do have evolution, earth changes, climate changes, and transformation. And it does feel like we're taking this finally to a place of clarity. It's like, it almost feels like physical or sexual closure, if I'm honest. I feel like this is something that should have happened perhaps years ago. This moment between the two of you, this exploration should have happened a long time ago. It feels like now we're finally coming full circle to something that we should have experienced. And then we have peace, deserving unwanted and undisturbed thoughts here on the back of the deck. What to expect your first time with them, please? We have May, Taurus being significant as well. We have here unsuccessful plans, tying the knot. Every time I see the knot, I think of a knot in my stomach. I do think of nerves and worry and insecurity, and I think about tying the knot as in marriages. So please take that as it resonates. They're also speaking here about plans that were perhaps executed or will be executed that fall through at least once or twice when we are making a plan to come together and to have this opportunity. We have here a sincere wish is finally going to be granted. And they're showing me the camel going through the eye of that needle. But there's a lot of guilt associated with it too, because every time I see the eye of the needle, I think of the Bible verse that says it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get to heaven. And so they are concerned about guilt, or could be coming for the divine feminine, but a sincere wish that we've been holding on. It's like we finally get to experience that thirst. We have advice from a wise person. We also have here muddled, unclear thinking. And we have bell announcement. Making an announcement. The announcement that could be made in that moment might be the truth of the situation. Could be love, actually. Romance is in the air. But there are thorns amidst the rose stem. So not to be deterred. I don't feel like there will be a deterrent. I feel like even though we're a little bit deterred, we hold back a little bit. It feels like we lose the ability to hold back completely. We also have lobster, financial pinch. Now the lobster, I always think of the moon, and I always think about changes in our life that this could perpetuate overall. And they're speaking about the financial pinch of the Five of Pentacles and losing something practical, which could be a consequence, but also about molting and changing shape and finding my person and feeling the vulnerability of that change. Feeling the vulnerability of moving into that moon cycle. But it feels passionate, and it feels as though we can't seem to stop ourselves despite the practical concerns. We have renew. Nature continually renews itself year after year, and opportunities that unfurl without the benefit of warm sunlight. So we've had multiple opportunities, or this connection has been going on for quite some time. And take respite by a pond to be kind to yourself and other people. Back of the deck says, take a lesson from the owls, deeply observe the night, and you'll become a little wiser in the day. And the truth is that it's through this fire realm that we communicate a lot of our true feelings that we have been complacent about or fearful to express since the past, or from the recent past, or even again, it feels like a couple of years for someone watching as well. But this gives us a chance to kind of do the work that is being called of us. And part of the work that we have to do here is being honest, critically honest about our current feelings in this connection. Because there's also going to be a lot of education or revelations that come in. It's like you're offering the full spectrum through your actions, and they're also offering the full spectrum through their actions. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. What to expect the first time with them. 7 of Swords. Someone's afraid of getting caught in this moment for you, pile 2. Divine masculine energy, afraid of getting caught. So it's like somebody pumps the brakes a little bit. With the Chariot, it's like there's a bit of a travel issue. It almost feels like we make plans and then the plans fall through, and they could blame car issues, but there's like a fear of getting caught that's actually at the base of that hesitation. And that's why somebody does hesitate. But I feel like there becomes a point where we just don't have the strength to hesitate anymore. We have the karmic shovel here, digging ourselves a deeper trench. We do have healing for the divine feminine or divine masculine with the white Aquarius energy. We have Sagittarius. We have Leo energy and claiming our independence. And we have the 4 of Swords. I think about the 4 of Swords and I think about defensive energy. I think about a reality that stings, perhaps in our 3D situation. But also a reality that we have to face in order to anoint ourselves into something more abundant. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. Hope it resonates with you. I would love to hear your story, even if you have to come back and drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop daily. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the red flower. You are also drawn to the Ace of Cups, and this is your reading. What can you expect your first or next time with them? The Ace of Cups here feels very emotional. You know, the red flower that you're drawn to is really all about empowerment and how you may find this moment very empowering, very sort of mutually emotionally satisfying as well. There's been a lot of emphasis on fire and intensity and thirst in the first two piles, but this one feels more emotionally connected or emotionally driven, which you'll both find empowering overall. This big, huge chalice, it almost looks like the Stanley Cup, or it's like, it almost looks like just this cornucopia just waiting for blessings to come in. And it looks like floating on top is some type of, it almost looks like a cherry, but I'm not sure if you can even see. It just looks like something red floating on top of this huge chalice, which looks like a trophy, like a reward. It's like a reward for perhaps waiting, or reward for the two of us really allowing ourselves to go into that emotional connection. So let's take a look here and see what to expect your first or next time with the person on your mind, please. We have the Tower coming out here. And this Tower is really important too, because it's not just about destruction. There is potential, this squirrel leading to change, all of these little acorns that are just lit up. It's like this moment could change everything in the dynamic of your connection. It's explosive. It's everything we want out of that experience, but it's also like a game changer. We don't go back to the way that things were. After this first or next time with your person, we don't go back. And we're planting the seeds. It's like somebody's kind of afraid to plant the seeds, perhaps, of empowerment towards relationships. But they're also showing me the lightning bolt being split in half. So this is not just one person experiencing this. This is a mutual feeling. So two people who are, first of all, going to enjoy themselves, but also two people who are going to make a change in their connection. We have the Three of Cups and the Three of Swords coming out. We have the Hanged Man. Now, the Three of Cups can indicate somebody that's very different from us, somebody that is culturally different, someone that's a friend of ours in the present moment. And there's a fear of perhaps moving it out of, it's like we don't want to disappoint, we don't want to hurt each other, we don't want pain. So we've been holding back from the reality of how we're both feeling. We've been holding back. We have the Page of Swords. And honestly, one or both of you could be holding back because you just don't have enough information from the other. You may be making the assumption that they just want friendship, and vice versa. And it's like this, there's a conversation that precedes everything. It's like the two of you have this conversation about the reality, about the truth. And ultimately, you can see that they're walking across this blade edge with all of this education. And that's what's helping us bridge the gap. It's like we're facing the reality of what could happen. We're willing to risk the reality of what will happen in order to achieve that momentum of permanent change. Woo. Oh my goodness. We have the Fool. We have the Devil coming out as well. We also have this Four of Swords. And it looks like she's sitting in a nest made of porcupine quills. Because there's like a reality inside of the heart space for you or this person that I've been hurt before, and I don't want to face that reality again. And so that makes me hesitate. That makes me give in to my fear, which sometimes controls me like this marionette. But this Devil is also very enticing. There's something really sexy about him. There's something that's really enticing me to reach out and grab that hand. And it's like an offer that we can't refuse, but it does ask us to listen to our notes of intuition. She's carrying that curled shell in her hand, listening to the notes of intuition that's asking her to take that leap of faith. And it feels like a trust fall. She's not leaping forward, she's leaping backwards. It's a trust fall. This feels like we're trying to fall into someone that we already care about, that we already rely on. We're hoping that they'll catch us. If we surrender how we feel, we're hoping that they'll catch us too. So it feels like a conversation, some type of clarity precedes this physical event. And then it feels like a trust fall, where we are trust falling into a new connection. Here is the Eight of Wands. There is the Seven of Wands as well. And it's like an opportunity that we shouldn't ignore, Spirit just said. We shouldn't be ignoring this chance, this opportunity. This Eight of Wands is talking about momentum. It's almost like it's power, it's drive. It almost feels like a vehicle that's taking us to permanent changes. But I feel like it precedes one or both of you really taking that leap of faith and saying, hey, this is how I'm actually feeling. You may go to school with this person. They're talking about education. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Four of Swords. And someone's been dishonest about their true feelings in this friendship up to this point. Because they're just convinced it's one-sided, or they're convincing themselves it's going to blow up in their face, or it's going to ruin the friendship. But this is just their fear. We have the Lovers. And it's like we finally surrender to what we want all along. We finally surrender to the fantasy. We have the Emperor coming through. And we have the Magician as well. We also have the Nine of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the King of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Someone gets exactly what they want out of the situation. Someone is crushing hard on you. Someone who is a friend of yours is crushing hard on you. They're afraid that they're lying to themselves in assuming that this is a two-sided connection. But the truth is they need to be more honest with themselves, because that's where the truth lies, that there is a very deep connection here. And Spirit says that this physical event between the two of you is just the gateway towards deeper connection. It's like this is secondary. The Eight of Wands, the desire, the pressure, the sexual energy is secondary to the emotional event. And two people that are finally going to find a certain sense of belonging. We won't be finishing it in that moment, but a certain sense of belonging. It's going to be an emotional experience before it's a physical experience. But it's still going to be a very satisfying physical experience. I feel like as well, there is a feeling about taking our time and not rushing this event. Somebody who really wants to take their time and not let any distractions come in. It's like somebody who turns their phone off. I see the phone going off of the hook. Takes their phone off to really explore the opportunities here. And I also feel like as well, that the Divine Masculine might be the one that's hesitating because of fear and not being honest with themselves about the opportunity. But after the clarity comes in, they feel like a king. They feel like abundance manifested. It's like their ego is boosted so much with the revelation that this is mutual. This is also somebody who wants to be very respectful of you. I feel like they have fantasies that they're going to want to implement, but they're not going to implement in the first experience with you. Because again, this does feel like a first time. It doesn't feel like a second time or another opportunity. But there are things that they want to do that they won't implement the first time, because it's going to be more emotional the first time. They're going to bring the freaky stuff in the next time the two of you do anything. It's more about enjoyment. We have the Judgment. And the Judgment is beautiful because it talks about self-reflection that leads to change. Someone who perhaps has been torturing themselves with that self-reflection, because that's where all the inspiration to change is coming from, and they're finally going to execute. We have Love. And this is what's beautiful about this, is that the emphasis isn't on the fire necessarily. The emphasis is on the emotion between the two of you, and there's already an established connection of some kind. And so of course it just makes sense for us to bring that emotion into the connection before we focus on the fire realm. But there's also this feeling about being compassionate with ourselves and other people, allowing the expansion, allowing this fire realm to be the stepping stone towards even more. Because I feel like this is just the beginning. You could end up in a full-fledged relationship with this person. We have serendipity, serendipitous events that lead to forever, lead to deeper connection. So Spirit says don't be fearful about the trust fall that you're going to be asked to take here in your first moment with this person, your first opportunity. Spirit says give yourself permission to fall, because it may just land you exactly where you want to be, feeling really secure. And they are speaking about the Divine Feminine sort of being the focus of the movie in that event as well, making sure that you are happy, making sure that you're comfortable. I feel like this is a very traditional type of person in the bedroom as well. We have here news, waiting for news, package or letter, the bird perched. And they showed me the bird perched as in reference to the Nine of Pentacles as well. They don't want any distractions coming in. I also feel like they have been playing the waiting game up to this point in their attraction. But we finally have clarity between the two of us. This is like the Six of Swords. Clarity, closure, brings us both to change, all of the leaves falling down, making beautiful music together in the physical sense, but also taking us to a different shore. All of the uncertainty gone, all of the lack of clarity gone, and we're now finally in a state where we get to decide where we're going to take it from here. I just saw yoked and wedge, something trying to come between us. I just saw weeping willow. We have here, someone will gossip about you and all of your secrets. The parrot. They keep bringing up the bird that's perched. The fear of other people's opinions. The fear of you changing their opinion, your opinion of them. It's like they keep telling themselves why they can't take action towards this friendship with you now. Because it's like they don't have their voice. They're showing the aerial. We have here, someone is behaving stupidly, the turkey, because we have success. And this stupidity is coming in from somebody who's making the assumption that they're going to be disappointed or that you do not feel the same way. This is causing them to not see the full spectrum, because there will be success. We will power through, and there's a lot of momentum. We have temptation that is testing you. And they're speaking about the apple of education, so they're bringing in school realm as well. So you may have met this person in school perhaps as well. Strength. When your roots are deep, you need not fear the storm. And ultimately, I feel like there is a deep-seated connection here that's already been established well before we move this into a physical realm together, which is why it starts out as such a physical experience, or I'm sorry, an emotional experience. It feels like the reward after a long connection, a long friendship as well. We have music. There is melody to be heard in the deepest parts of the woods if we only listen. And humility. Flowers are unaware of each other's beauty, but they bloom regardless. And so this love, this attachment, this connection has bloomed regardless of the fact that both of you are making the assumption that the other person is not feeling it. But there is melody to be heard if we just listen to the notes of intuition and stop listening to the ego that's telling us and fueling us with that disappointment. Then we would see that there's a lot of mutual energy, and this moment could change everything permanently. This is like a seed that plants the squirrel seeds. Plants the seeds here of these acorns, and it turns it into a whole wondrous forest. So you may decide after this event that you're going to turn this into a full-fledged relationship, pile 3. But of course, that will be a decision that you have to make at that time with the information that gets presented to you. Advice for pile number 3 in the bowl, please. Chariot energy. They've been bringing out the Chariot for every single pile because it's full speed ahead. They are speaking here about car energy as well. This was mostly in pile 1, but here they're also talking about, for someone watching, and this is very specific, this event, or it could begin in a car. We have here the 8 of Pentacles, and it was leaned up against the side. I feel like you've known this person for years, for someone watching too. And we've had lots of opportunities, but they've self-sabotaged those opportunities. We will be arriving at a benchmark of another opportunity. I feel like it's almost upon us. Within the next couple of months, this could be coming into fruition for you, pile 3. But again, it's another opportunity for them to put their money where their mouth is. We have the mending. We also have here with the sewing machine, we have the high priestess. So somebody who is keeping secrets. They're feeling a secret. We have the butterfly of transformation with Leo energy. And we have believe in love. And there is a strong emphasis on emotional connection in this pile as well. Q. We have the wheel of fortune, so turning things in our favor. We also have here a commandment from the Bible. Remember the Sabbath day. They're emphasizing, we have L and O. They're emphasizing Sunday. We also have here healing for the divine feminine and pearls of wisdom coming in that are going to make you feel abundant. So the information that they offer you that gets all of this in motion is going to make you feel vibrant. It's going to make you feel wanted. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, please drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I just hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.